which I think we need to recap again because it wasn't live. Thank you for holding that up.
It's connected to the public internet, so it's kind of stopped again.
Did you monitor it on your phone?
Yes,
Is it audio?
it's actually lagging over here, so it's like you guys are way ahead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, come on.
The benefit
Okay. You can just go like that. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
ready?
Welcome
Right.
back, guys. We apologize for the interruption from the network.
Mhm.
This is Apex One Radio. My name is Grace Downlet Washington. I'm hosting along with Shin. We're here at the Columbus Metropolitan Library covering the New Americans Magazine Book Fair 2024. This is our third annual event. We've talked to so many amazing authors, artists, um, politicians, volunteers, and it has been so great. We have a special guest here, Bisa Shara, Tessa Shara,
Yeah.
and she's running for Ohio
Mhm.
Senate. She was talking to us about her platform, what she brings to Ohio, and what can residents be able to benefit from the platform. So,
Yeah, yes, absolutely. One of the things that I was mentioning is that as part of this district, there's large economic development that will come as Intel moves into the state of Ohio. And so, one of the big things that we need to make sure we have is in preparation for that is making sure that our housing is ready and workforce has the skill set necessary to be able to serve the jobs that not only Intel is bringing in, but also the 700 vendors that are coming with Intel. And so there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of upward mobility that will be created. But as part of that, we need to have our workforce have the skill set necessary to be able to fill those jobs. And that's very important. And that goes back to education in schools and making sure that the curriculum that we're offering makes sense to be able to match that market. So those are some of the things that I plan on working on and putting policy forth. But above all, my big thing, I like to think I'm a great communicator and a bridge builder. And I'm a big believer in working together beyond party lines, because the one thing that we cannot afford is to play party politics when we are basically on the verge of one of the most historic, largest growths in the Ohio economy. And so I'm really excited to be hopefully working with both sides and make sure that we're all in somewhat of an agreement of what we want to get out of this. So yeah, that's very, very important to me.
that's amazing. So, as an immigrant running for public office, how has your fellow immigrants embraced you? How has the feedback been so far?
No. Well, it has been incredible. I'll be honest, it's like nothing I ever expected. I mean, I knew it was going to be well received, and, there's a certain pride, but the level of mobilization that first generation Americans and immigrants have had as part of this campaign is just amazing. And amongst those, obviously, the Pakistani community has been incredible. The Bhutanese, Nepalese community, just amazing. And one of the things that we do a lot of is we continue, because we're so, as immigrants, we're really good at questioning each other and saying, well, yeah, great, you're an immigrant, but then what, right? And so they have asked all those questions and made sure that I was the right person to represent them as well, because a lot of immigrants that come here, they come here for the schools, they come here because they want to give their children a better lifestyle. And so they want to make sure that whoever they're putting in these places and in office is someone that will represent them and their values. So it's been great. I will tell you, in any given day, we will have meet and greets with, like, for example, tonight we have a meet and greet with Bhutanese community. I'm here with the New Americans. Tomorrow we'll have the Pakistani community. The day after we have the Indian community. And so I feel so honored. But it just feels like a dream to have everybody behind me, regardless of party lines, and that's been incredible.
So I don't know if has it been a dream for you to become a Senate, or maybe more than that? What actually inspired you to, okay, I want to be a Senate, or maybe I'm looking forward to greater positions than this? Yeah, what inspired you? Or was it a dream, a
Yeah,
childhood dream?
well, I would be lying if I told you that this is, it just so happened, it fell in my lap, and that was it. This has been one of my biggest dreams, and I remember when I first met my husband, I told him, I said, I don't care about pretty clothes, I don't care about shoes. My one thing in life is I want to give back to the country that's given me everything, and that was me saying I want to serve, I want to be a public servant. And so this is a fulfillment of that dream for me. But in addition to that, it's also, I'm really motivated. I have two young girls, two young daughters, and my entire life, if you look me up, which I highly recommend, at besashira.com, that's my website. Most of my life has been advancing the status of women and making sure that women have a seat at the table no matter what, because I think that's just so important, not just at the level of equality, but also we bring a different perspective to the things that we do. And my background has always been in tech, so women in STEM and women in tech, and I've always wanted that because I do think we are wired in a way to execute and bring intelligent arguments and critical thought to things in a different way. And so I wanted to inspire my daughters as well, that one day they can be this way. And to be honest with you, whether I win or lose, of course, it's important that I win, but to inspire people to know that they too, there's a path to this, that you can come to this country, you can build a business or do a job or whatever, and then one day be able to have a seat at the table as part of a United States office. That's a dream for people like us, right? And it just always felt so unattainable. And here we are today. I mean, I feel honored and continue to stay inspired. So
That's amazing. For what you're doing, I think it's an inspiration to them and to so many other girls, especially immigrants.
yeah.
So you're doing an amazing work. I've already heard about it from all corners. They try. So we look forward to talking to you more. I think
Thank
there
you.
are more things to talk about, and I wish we have more time to talk about it. But we'll connect later,
Absolutely.
and then we can talk more. But before you leave, do you have any parting comments?
And all I want to say is, first of all, thank you for doing all this incredible work that you do. I feel inspired that people come to this country, and embrace all the opportunities that this country has to offer. And it's just so incredible to me. Anybody can come to this country and become an American. It doesn't matter where you're from, and that's what makes it so special. So.
Thank you so much for all
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
It was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you as well. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. I look forward to talking again. Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys. We are still here at the Columbus Metropolitan Library. We're covering the New Americans Magazine Book Fair. I'm Grace Washington, and we're covering and co-hosting with Shin. And we have maybe two more authors, and then we will get to wrap this program up. Keep watching. Stay tuned. Where is that guy? I really want to talk to him. Where is he? We have somebody that's been waiting. One guy, let me find him. He's been waiting for so long. I don't want to.
Thank you very much.
Shin, let me go find that guy. I read for that.
He has been waiting here for about about 20 minutes. So you take it. You take it. Hi. Welcome. Very Okay, yeah, he's gonna have a seat. Yeah,
I don't know.
he can have a seat.
Oh, I'm going good. Is this yours?
No.
Wait, I'm going to get in. Yeah. Je vois, mes familles m'ont téléphoné.
I just got pulled. I just got pulled into this. I wasn't ready for no interview, but if it's going down, I'm about.
I'm gonna get right here.
Yeah,
But you didn't start it though.
he wants to sit before. I think we do. Can you come closer this way? Thank you.
Oh, okay, he trying to say his thing.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're still here at the Columbus Carroll Library. We're covering the New Americans Magazine Book Fair for 2024. This is the third annual event. We've talked to so many amazing authors, artists, politicians, and volunteers. And we have two of the authors here that we will be talking to. To my far right, can you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
What's going on? Like, my name is Jeremy Barfield. Go by Jay Barfield. I'm an author out of Columbus, Ohio. Write books in all different genres. Got sci-fi mysteries. Got a dating drama. Got superhero stories. And the latest story that I just written was it's like a Bible-based story called God and the Devil.
Oh wow.
That's amazing. Thank you, Adig. So, my immediate right, we have another author. Please briefly introduce yourself and tell us about what you do.
Yes, I'm Brother Philip Jesus Patrick. My latest book is hashtag cares one you and I point two father's paradigm shifts. And so I'm so happy to be experiencing and writing books, being an author, because I get to tell my story like the rest of the planet telling their story. I have a story to tell. A couple.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's important to tell your story. And I think we have the power to tell our story. So, what kind of stories do you tell?
Primarily, I'm just going to be speaking about what KRS-One has taught me throughout the years. I'm 49 years old. I'm about to be 50 December 16th. And so he's been my teacher since the 80s. And I've learned everything from culture, the environment, scholastics, politics, philosophy, heartache, love. And so as I continue to grow, I see how now it's made me a complete person, a human being in a society, this United States society. He often He often critiques the U.S. government and our society. And now, as an elder in my community, I'm able to share with the younger generation. Wait a minute, there's something you might be missing that you might want to pay attention to, because rap is not hip hop. We call it that these days.
Amazing. We'll come back to talk more about that. Jay Barfi, is this your first time here at the book fair?
Nah, I was here last year.
Oh, I remember his face. Not yours. But how does it feel to be back here?
Oh, I'm just back and seeing a bunch of the same familiar faces. So it's cool. You know what I'm saying? People still they still doing things, still moving.
That's amazing.
I'm so much honored first. I'm glad to meet authors like you guys because you are doing a lot of work.
Hmm.
I see your book. You mentioned it's kind of a religious book.
Yeah, that there's like a Bible based book,
Yeah.
like that's the question.
Yeah, what I just wanted to know what inspired you to write this book.
Like that's kind of even hard to say because I would say because I was thinking about the story, like they don't really go into that much detail of like what happened between God and the devil to make the devil turn from being Lucifer, a good angel,
Yeah.
into being the devil. So I was basically breaking that story down. I did a lot of research and a lot of different things and pieced the story together. Went through stories in the Bible
Yeah.
and did like a behind the scenes
Yeah.
look of like the dialogue between God and the devil and what would be happening like while that was happening.
And do you think this book can be, let's say, someday put in a from movie for people to watch?
That's the
Because it's really interesting the way you're saying it, and this will really be captivating. Because you're trying to tell, and what I want to understand is that you're trying to go in depth. You have gone in depth to explain what actually happened from your research. Am I right? Or
pretty much yes. You know, it's mostly all like historically and biblically accurate with a little bit of telling
okay, I get
in
you.
there, but it's mostly all biblically based and accurate to what
So do you
is described of what
aspire
happened.
or do you visualize this book one day? So
That's the plan for all of my stories to go to be turned into films.
okay, so this
You
is not the first, as you say. This
know,
book is
that's the fifth one
the
that I've
fifth.
put out so far.
The fifth. Okay.
Hmm.
So and we suppose there are so many others you are going to be writing, and where can we get this book?
Right now, I'm on Amazon.com. So if you search Amazon.com, all of my books are on my website, melikeee.com, melikeee.com, and you will find all of my books available there. Uh, they're in Gramercy Books in Bexley, Avenue, here in Columbus, Ohio.
Thank you.
Hmm.
That's amazing. So it's a fiction of fiction.
Nah,
Non-fiction, biblically based nonfiction.
So for you, brother Philip, and I'll go to you too. How do you guys think it's important to tell the story? Why is it important?
been placed upon us. We and just like he wrote this book is about the story of good and evil, and this is a relationship even before we were born that is going to determine how we get along as human beings. And so, you know, I'm a human being. I'm having this flesh existence here on this planet. And so it's good. I know for myself, that means spread joy, make love. And so by doing that, why not create books?
Your writing process, so you need to write, especially for that book. I think it's a spiritual book. So what is the aura like? Do you listen to music? Do you like quietness? What is the aura like in the book when you get started with
I
writing?
was at work when I wrote this. Because I got like a quiet space to just let my mind just go crazy. So I uh, use that work time and be productive with it.
So, any challenges while you were writing the book? What were challenges? Because I know it's not easy. Sometimes things come up. So, were there any challenges?
Just finding the research and making sure my facts were accurate, and doing a lot of study and watching like different videos and reading different books to make sure what I put in there, is accurate to what the truth is.
So, do we have any
Yeah.
critics?
Hmm.
As of now, do we have any critics on this? Any critics
Uh,
from people who have read? I don't know, from those who have already gotten the knowledge of it.
the people who's read it so far, they like I don't think they finished the whole book yet, but the little bit that they've written, they like. So most people like the books that I write.
I like the books. I like the books you write.
I seen you last year.
Yeah,
You were
last
doing
year.
the KRS
You
one.
know what I'm saying? You elevated the game. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I saw you nodding your head when you was talking about the challenges. Is it the same challenges you go through? You
Yeah,
face?
yes, because you have to have a job because writing a book is one thing,
Yeah.
getting inspired is another thing. So when inspired you ever thought about that one? Just not saying a word and just listening throughout the day. You'll hear so many different things, and and it's really inspired me. I hear to be or a child playing, with a dog.
Hmm.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Let's just continue. You guys can just continue.
All right. So and that's why I've done this because KRS One, he's internationally known throughout the microphone. So my whole thing is, why try to do something difficult? Why not just give homage to my teacher instead of his rap songs, his lyrics? I'm just gonna put into a colorful paragraph or sentence or two, and then share with the masses worldwide. I'm gonna start locally, but I'm actually thinking globally because you guys are here.
So, when you were here last week, you talked more about music.
No, no. I talked more about the reconstruction was happening. The first book, hashtag KRS1, you and I, was the reconstruction because we were headed for self-destruction.
You have one.
I don't have the old book here that's available on Amazon. Uh, but Amazon, let me tell you, get your stuff off Amazon and make your own book fair, make your own book platform to sell your book. Because they taking pennies. They know they're taking dollars and giving you pennies. It's crazy. I'm like, wait, it's like, I'm not rapping. Why y'all doing me like this? It's maddening. So no,
So
I'm
that,
like,
that could be one of the
That
challenges.
that royalty thing is.
oh goodness.
I didn't know that.
You know that? They taking us off the tongue.
Can you say the same? I
Yeah, yeah, that
We have to
um,
make sure.
because when you add it up, the amount that you're getting out of each book, it's
I
it's
didn't
not
know that.
it's not that
Hey,
great.
hold
Because
on.
almost all of the authors we talk to, they say the book is on English, it's on English. But they don't tell us that's one of the problems. Like, you're already getting
Yeah.
everything that's on.
I mean, let me just say it. Let me say it like this: they're distributors, and most of the times when they distribute stuff, they charge you for not only doing the material, but actually recopying the material and selling it for themselves. You don't know what's going on in these different languages and these things. And you get your you get your check. You're looking at, wait a minute, what's the exchange rate on this money going on here? I don't understand this. How am I doing really? How am I doing exactly in that region right there? This don't make no sense because dollar we rule. Dollar rules right now. It's not going for a long time. So I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Now,
So
see, but they expect you to move a whole bunch of units in order for it to add up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a lot in order to make it worth something.
So tell us about your target audience and what do you want for your audience to get from your writing.
Yeah, and just to add to conclude, what would you advise a young author or any other person wanting to start with writing and is maybe facing difficulties or is thinking he might not be able to succeed? You understand? So, an advice that you can give to those that might be listening and will want to get into writing books.
Okay, I wrote it.
Yeah, one word, one song, because there are so many of them actually there. They are just scared of taking the first move or something. So, what can you tell them?
Because if you have an idea, just sit down, work out your idea, and bring it to life. That's about all you can do is just start. You know, if you got an idea, that's the best thing that you can do is just start. You know, then once you get started, then polish it up and get it to the point that's ready. But if you have an idea, the best thing you can do is just start.
Okay, thank you.
oh, my book is for white women. White women need to read my book because I think white women are mad at their men because there's no reason why a black woman should run for president and white woman ain't running for president yet. And it's crazy. So hashtag KRS One, the father's paradigm. She talks about, look, there's something going wrong in the household. Why is it the fact that the man is not the head of the household no more? And the woman that look at this stuff like, you know what? This has been a systemic thing going on of competition and there should be no competition.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have to come back. We have to talk about that more. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you next year.
All right.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, for sure. Yes.
Also, we are good.
What's your phone
right.
number? We gotta talk.
All right.
better. We
Thank
gotta
you,
talk
man, and
more
both of
on
y'all.
that.
Good.
Thank you so much.
614 603 1197.
Are you bringing the new people in?
That's right. Two of them. Got that right. All right.
This is one.
This is one perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Can get this.
okay. All right, guys, we're back here. We're still here. If you're just joining us, welcome back. This is the New Americans Magazine Book Fair. It's the third annual event, and we are here live at the Columbus Metropolitan Library on Caro. We have spoken to so many amazing authors, artists, politicians, and it has been a great time connecting with amazing writers here. I'm co-hosting. I'm down at Washington along with Shin, and we have two special guests here who will give them the time to briefly introduce themselves and tell us more about what they do. So let's start. All right.
All right. Hi, everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Khadija Diallo. I am Senegalese born, and I live in Columbus. I am a writer. I've been writing since age 10, but this is so I've been like using mostly writing as a hobby, doing contests when I was younger. Started with poetry and then writing stories, folk tales, African folk tales. And yeah, this is my first time publishing a children's book. And the book is called Guido's Tales. It's a tribute to my late grandmother. She's my biggest inspiration. And yeah, so the book navigates the bond between a grandma and her granddaughter and their love of stories and storytelling.
That's amazing. We'll come back to you to talk more about.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's go to my media right and she briefly introduce us.
Hi everyone, my name is Suri Mahmoud. I am from Somalia. I've been living here for 12 years in Columbus. I became a new author I believe this year. I published, and this is my book. I don't know how everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So this book's talking about my life and the journey from Somalia to America. What inspired me to write the book was my kids. I'm a mother of 8. I read about that a year ago. And they had a lot of questions about Somalia, my childhood, and I decided, hey, instead of answering every single little question, let me write, and I keep writing, and all of a sudden it came out a big book. So yeah, and I'm glad to be an author because it opened my eyes. There's a lot of people. I met a lot of new authors, old authors, journalists. There's a lot of explore a lot.
That's amazing. And I just want to know, you know, give an answer. Why is it important to tell your story, especially as an immigrant? Start with you.
Okay. I feel like so many African stories are being stolen from us. There is that for the longest time we haven't had a hold on our own narratives. And I think it's pivotal that we change that and that we reclaim our own stories in our own voices, that we tell our stories. It's important for the children coming after us. It's important for the people that are already here, and it's important for us to just preserve what it is about. And like I always say, if anything, we are the best storytellers. So yeah, we need to write. We need to write. We need to tell those stories, and we need to keep doing that.
Well, I do agree with Khadija. As an immigrant mother and student, I come across a lot of issues, a lot of things, but I feel like as an immigrant, we need to tell our stories, what we achieved over the years, and people came before us. They didn't have the opportunity we had today. So we try to send example for our children and their children, give them opportunity to explore, and they can do anything they want to.
It's not easy because I'm not a writer and I read but not that
Much, okay.
So what do you guys do so that people like us who don't read much can read your book or can actually read it? Because there's some people you never see them open a book.
That's
The
true.
book can be there at home from
Yeah.
January to December. They will never touch it.
Yes.
So there'll be more on the internet as we know.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? Or I don't know if you're still thinking of something to do to ensure that everybody can reach what you write, because it's very important
Yeah.
for us, especially the Africans, to know our story.
Yeah, like to basically, how can we encourage more people
Yes.
to get into reading? That's a good question. I feel like reading, I always say that reading is something like it needs to come to you naturally, or you can also be introduced to reading. But at the same time, I always advise for whoever, because one of my friends asked me that question one day. She was like, "We really want to get into reading, but I don't know what to do." And I'm like, what do you like to know about? Get into that. You don't have to read these huge intellectual, super deep self-help type of books if you don't want to. Grab a romance book, grab a fantasy book, grab something that is an easy read for you. Just get into the habit of like getting accustomed to loving words to begin with. And then you can know actually what you like and what you don't like. But yeah, sometimes reading's not for you, just not for you. But at the same time, I feel like at least encourage yourself or try like to pick up a book, read what's the story about, and try it out, because sometimes you just don't know until you try it out.
It's true because I would say for books like this one, the pages are not much.
Yeah.
The drawing is captivating.
Thank
The
you.
titles are catching.
Yeah.
So I think these are books that can easily somebody like me, when I see this, okay,
Yeah.
let me just have a look. What
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
about?
yeah.
Then when you start reading,
Yeah, and I always say, like, sometimes we say it's a children's book, but at the same time, I feel like our stories are so deep. Doesn't just have to like touch like a kid that is 7 or 8 or 9. Like even if you're a whole adult, you can still pick it up and read it. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your guys' writing process like?
Mm.
As far as how is the atmosphere like to write? Inspiration?
Go ahead.
Well, honestly, this book took a short time. I wasn't expecting to write quickly or publish quickly. I was hoping it took some years or 2 years, because a lot of people talk about, I want to write a book. I'm in the middle of writing a book, but it's taking years and years. And mine came out in 8 months.
Wow.
So I was been asking myself a question like, was it so quick? Yeah, and then I realized this people want to read my book and publish it quick, because some things that maybe interest them. So it was a lot to take. And then the minute I decided to send it to a professional, and then the minute they decided, okay, you know what, this is worth the print right away, it was really overwhelmed. But in the same time, I was glad they came quickly, because I didn't have to keep it in my conscience and say,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
when is it
yeah,
coming out?
yeah.
But it took a lot. It took a lot to just sit down and just say, okay, you know what, I need to publish this book. I need to write this book. I need to finish this book. And I was going to school and with my 8 kids, and so this was one of the things that
Yeah.
like quickly just
That-
jumped in.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you know, for me, what inspired me was like the quickness that it came out, the way they represented, the reboot, everything was really overwhelmed, but at the same time excited.
I love
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so honestly, for me, it depends on what I write. I wrote this book in a month.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was I was supposed to publish the book in 2023, but a few things happened. My grandma passed before I got to publish it. I put it. Thank you. I put it on pause for a while. That's why I publish it now. I published it officially in March of this year. But the writing process was really was it was pretty cool. I love the writing process of it all. I have a playlist. I have a huge playlist of songs that I listen to. It's not like songs with words or lyrics. It's just melodies or the type of the songs that are played out in movies for scenes. That's what I listen to. It immerses me in the scenes that I am writing, and then I let it flow. So that's my writing process usually. And
Like from what you both just said, is it like writing when you are writing your own story? It take a shorter time to write it.
I
Is it like that?
I wouldn't say it. It's honestly, I was just writing it. Like in the professional, I just send it to the professionals, and then they're like, "Whoa, this is a story that needs to come out so quick."
Okay.
So it wasn't about writing it in my personal life. It was about how quick that I like this story. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like for me, it's mostly because the stories that I use in the book are stories that I have been gathering for years because, learned them from my grandmother. She told me about the stories growing up. So it was just a matter of me knowing how to place them into this narrative. And I already knew what I wanted to write. So the process was easier. And yeah, I feel like if you know yourself, you know what your story needs to look like, it is quicker.
That's amazing. So where can we find your book?
So my book is available on Amazon, everywhere, and because there is a French version too, it'll be available in Senegal too, because that's where I'm from.
Yeah, that was smart.
And yeah, it'll be available in Senegal in bookstores, local bookstores there, and I'm working to get it out in bookstores locally here in Columbus too. But for now, on Amazon. So.
Mine is gonna be on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and basically everywhere. You Google it, you can find it everywhere.
Amazing.
Amazing. So for you, is this your second book?
It's my first book.
First book?
Hmm.
And it's already on Amazon.
Yes.
Is yours on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're talking to the previous guest, and one of the challenges that we face was when it comes to the finance on Amazon. I feel like Amazon is getting more, and others they get less.
Um, I don't know. I think because the system in Amazon is a royalty system. Like that's how you get paid. Um, yeah, they definitely get their chunk of it. And it's also because I feel like they print it out for us. It can be available anywhere in the world once it's there, and then you don't really go through the heartache if you did it like if you published it traditionally. It's not the same thing, but yeah, I feel like it's a fair exchange. But yeah, obviously, I think in general, authors should be paid more. Period. you know, because writing is not, I'm not going to say it's not an easy task, because once you love it, it's easy, but it's work. It's work. So yeah, we need to be retributed accordingly. So I get that. I get the frustration.
And then we'll go briefly for any parting comments, anything for the audience that you want to know.
Go ahead.
Well, this book of mine, actually, what I want always to know is that it has 10 important lessons in life that we need to adopt. As the immigrants, I feel like if they learn those lessons, it will make so much easier to be decent, like right, to live right, basically, and follow the rules. Because some people come in America and American dreams, but sometimes it takes a wrong, different road. And those 10 lessons, I want them to know what they are. So I would encourage them to buy the book and read it, and hope those 10 lessons helps.
If you're an immigrant and you're watching this video or you're listening to us and you want to learn 10 lessons, you have to buy this book. We're not going to tell you unless you buy the book.
Yeah.
It's right in here. So buy it and you're going to know. Thank you.
And for me, I'm just gonna encourage parents to get the book for their children, and for themselves as well. This is a love letter to all grandparents. I feel like grandparents are really the best. And it's really a reading experience for an entire family. And I encourage kids to just seek stories, to keep reading, to keep creating stories, like we've seen today at the book fair. For kids to be lovers of words, because even though we still do have many young readers, it's getting harder with how the world is evolving. But yeah, I would love to see more young readers, more young writers, and for them just to create their stories, because if anyone, they have to tell those stories. So yeah.
It is important for us to tell our stories, as especially immigrants,
Yep.
because nobody can tell our story better than us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you to our beautiful, talented, amazing authors.
Thank
We're
you so much.
happy
Thank you so
having
much
you.
for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, are we expecting you to come next year?
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
yeah, yeah.
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
because we are going to be there.
Okay.
And we will be waiting for you guys.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We're good.
All right. This is how we like to come to the end of this live broadcast. My name is Grace Nowlet Washington, and I co-hosted with
Shin table.
It's been amazing being here. We are here live at the Cairo Columbus Metropolitan Library. We're covering the New American
Ernest?
Magazine book fair. This is the third annual event. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Make sure you continue to read, to tell our own stories as immigrants. And it's been an amazing time. We will see you guys next year. Bye.
Ciao.
Are these out?